today has been whacked. Bro, we gotta look at Trumpy here on Truth Social, dude. He has been melting down. It started with this. This is the picture right here that has caused the conservative brains to melt today. These guys are so dumb. To put it in short, here's where we're at with the Trump campaign. Trump is not doing campaign stops. He is holed up at Mar-a-Lago. He owes cities all over the country huge debts, some as high as $500,000, limiting places where he can actually hold rallies. He is scared to death after being shot at by a Republican. So now he's scared and paranoid and not even out there campaigning. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris is doing record-setting rallies, 20,000 a pop, huge energy, building a movement. It is going apeshit, and it's all over social media. So what Trump has now reduced himself to is to try and spread these wacky conspiracy theories, alleging that no one is at Kamala Harris's rallies, that they're using AI images. Now, what's so absolutely bonkers insane about this is the fact that all of this is verifiably provable as false. There are thousands of people videoing these rallies. We have live video from participants that show these things actually took place. So he is actually demented. So this guy, this fucking weirdo, is the guy who started it. He says, breaking report, Harris campaign busted using fake crowd photo at campaign rally stop. Now, first off, we got to talk about just this methodology. When somebody uses the breaking report or breaking news, but they don't link you to a news article, they don't link you to any type of sourced information, you know that 90% of the time, that is a falsehood. You know they're full of shit. This is what these fake news sites like Leading Report and all these fake politics shit on Twitter do. So that's how he starts it, with the campaign being busted. And now what they have here is they have this giant image of the rally that was going around on social media. Somebody's using a long, probably a 200 millimeter lens, which compresses the foreground and the background. But this plane is like way out there on the tarmac. They don't pull the plane up right next to the hangar where people are piling in for a rally. It's using a long lens. Now, what he does is they have zoomed in on the jet of the plane, and they're looking at it and they're saying, look, there's no people there. There's no people on this tarmac. But there's a number of issues with this, of course, if you look at this. Is first off, with the sunlight hitting this cylinder, it could be reflecting what's all the way over here, for all we know. But this is their big evidence. And then what's funny about it, though, is there is video. Now, Laura Loomer went on this, too. She went apeshit on this as well. And she posted her own thing, which we're going to get to in a minute. So now Trump reposted this, and then he goes on a rant like apeshit. Has anyone noticed that Kamala cheated at the airport? There was nobody at the plane, and she AI'd it and showed a massive crowd of so-called followers, but they didn't exist, is what he says. They didn't exist. This guy's running for president. It is like we're living in the Twilight Zone. We have a presidential candidate trying to now gaslight us that 10,000 people who were there didn't exist. She was turned in by a maintenance worker at the airport when he noticed the fake crowd picture, but there was nobody there, later confirmed by the reflection of the mirror-like finish on the vice presidential plane. So now he's like some maintenance worker that doesn't exist. This is all lies. Dude, he's literally just making it up. And yes, a giant paragraph of text with random capitalized nonsense. Dude, he's a lunatic. She's a cheater, he says. She had nobody waiting, and the crowd looked like 10,000 people. Same thing is happening with her fake crowds at her speeches. This is the way Democrats win elections, by cheating, and they're even worse at the ballot box. She should be disqualified because the creation of a fake image is election interference. Dude, Anyone who does that will cheat at anything. Dude, she's broken this man. He is mental. He is absolutely mental, bro. He's just fucking unhinged at this point. Saying that all those crowds didn't exist at any of her rallies. Making all that shit up, dude. Just supreme, insane gaslighting. Okay, so here's the picture that he says is AI. Fake. You ready? There's video. All right, here's the video. You see that? Look at that, bro. Dude, it is massive. It's a live video. These guys are saying this is AI. You literally just watched the video. Like, bro, they are tossed. They are mental. And Trump, his reaction is to just go off on this crazy random thing. Then he posts the picture and says, look, we caught her with a fake crowd. There was nobody there, is what he's saying. He says there was nobody there. Dude, something is very wrong with this man. At this point, if you're a Trump voter, how do you square that? That he's now insisting in multiple posts on Truth Social, having an aneurysm on his gold toilet somewhere in Mar-a-Lago. How do you square that as a Trump voter? That we have video. We have hundreds of videos, Instagram stories, Twitter videos, TikToks, showing people in this crowd, in this scene, from that photograph. And the candidate for president is insisting that it's all made up. There was nobody there. How do you square voting for that man? You have to acknowledge that either he is lying just to lie, just making shit up, trying to gaslight people because he's dishonest and narcissistic extraordinaire and doesn't deserve to be anywhere near the levers of power, or he's actually believes there was nobody there and he's fucking demented and mental and he needs to be put in a home. Clearly, he's losing it. And then it gets worse because now he goes on this screed. I'm doing really well in the presidential race, leading in almost all of the real polls. And this despite the Democrats' unprecedented changing their primary winning candidate, Sleepy Joe Biden, midstream with a candidate, Kamala Harris, who failed to get even a single primary vote and was the first out of 15 Democratic candidates to quit the race. I did great in 2016 and won, did much better in 2020, getting many millions more votes than 16. But this 2024 is thus far my best campaign, the most enthusiasm and spirit, etc. My team is doing a great job despite the constant 8-year obstacle of dealing with the fake news and low self-esteem leakers. We are going to win big and take our country back from the radical left losers, fascists, and communists. We will very quickly make America great again. What reality is he living in? Harris has opened a 2.1% lead. And, you know, she's winning in Michigan. She's opened a lead. She's opened a lead in Pennsylvania. She's opened a lead in Wisconsin. She's pulling up almost tied in Arizona. She's opened a lead in Nevada. She's catching up on North Carolina. She's catching up on Georgia. She is smoking. He doesn't have any momentum. And in fact, though, if we look at 2016, when he was like the outsider and when he was running from July 20th to August 20th, he did 31 rallies. 31 rallies in 30 days. He was campaigning 1 to 2 rallies a day, almost every single day. And now in that same time period, from July 20th to August 20th, will have done 2 appearances. And one of them wasn't even a Trump rally. It was an appearance supporting a senatorial candidate up in Montana. So he's getting spanked, bro. Kamala is now a 2.3% lead over here on 538. And if you look at the latest polls, dude, there's one poll that shows Trump +2. Every other poll is a Harris lead. There's 2 even. But some of them she's up by as much as 8 points. And you're right, he did dominate the news cycles back then. But now he's trying to dominate the news cycle with the assassination, with the hacking. It's just nobody cares. Nobody cares. Everybody has Trump fatigue. I mean, think about it. He got shot at less than a month ago, and nobody even cares. There's such a huge fatigue with Trump that an American presidential candidate was shot at by a member of their own party, and nobody is talking about it because nobody cares. That alone is probably enough to psychologically fracture the man. But now Laura Loomer, though, she's gone crazy here. She's out here saying Democrat lackeys and Snopes busted test show crowd shot image at campaign stop in Detroit was AI and digitally enhanced. That's what she says because of a Gateway Pundit article. They're trying to say that XR Vision ran the same photo through an AI detector and said it's likely AI generated, is what XR Vision says. Now, even though, again, here's the video. We have the video. We have the video, bro. So what we have is, despite the thousands of verifiable pieces of evidence that show this massive crowd there, again, we have a presidential candidate of the United States simply gaslighting us and telling us that there was nobody there. Think about that. That is wild, guys. He's insisting that there's nobody in this crowd. Dude, that's nuts. I mean, I don't know what else to say about that. These people, this Snickers satire site, posted this. Look. Now, obviously, this is fake, right? Look at the signs. Of course, this is AI. The signs have gobbledygook on them. All the people are, right? Do you see the arms on that guy? Look at this guy. Look at homie's arms. But dude, they were passing that around, bro. They were passing that around. I mean, dude, like, clearly, dude, the shit ain't fake.